Do y'all realize the chaos going on? Head coach Robert Selah said, quote, Zach Wilson gives us the best chance to win. Now, let me just paint the picture on this before we get to the catastrophe and who is at fault. To start the season, Aaron Rodgers, followed by Tim Boyle, followed by Zach Wilson. Those were the three quarterbacks. It was Aaron Rodgers, Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle. Then Rodgers gets hurt 4 plays in. Now Zach Wilson is a starter. You acquire Trevor Siemian, and you got Tim Boyle. It was great. Zach Wilson loses 3 to 4 games in a row. Now you don't move Zach Wilson from the starter to second string. You move Zach Wilson from first string to third string. You don't make Trevor Siemian your number 2 quarterback the starter. You take the third quarterback, Tim Boyle, and you make him the starter. Okay, Tim Boyle loses 2 games in a row. You don't just make him the backup. You cut him completely. You get rid of him, and you sign a Brett Rippon off the street and bring him on the roster. You take Zach Wilson from your third quarterback, and you make him your first quarterback. It is total chaos, Joy. I can't even wrap my mind around it all. But New York is one of the biggest markets, and this is one of the biggest topics. What's your reaction to the Jets catastrophe?
Sounds like Jets math to me. And it always is. And that's what's irritating about this situation. Just listening to you describe that process, my blood is boiling. I can't stand when organizations are dysfunctional. Not for me, because it's not affecting my legacy and my career and my checkbook, but there's a lot of talented players on that Jets team. And other than statistics, what's happening for them this year? Every single week you walk into work, who's the quarterback today? I don't know. Some guy named Tim Boyle, who's only there because he's friends with Aaron Rodgers, who is now cut. 2 weeks ago, he was the starting quarterback, and we have a better chance with Tim Boyle than Zach Wilson, the 2nd overall pick in the draft. Tim Boyle, who in 11 seasons, college and pro in his career, has 16 passing touchdowns and 38 interceptions. Please don't play in my face. Please don't play in my face. I can't stand when people play in my face. The Jets play in everyone's faces. What is the plan? What is the process? Who makes these decisions? Is it just like Ouija night at Woody's? You just go to the owners and we just move around. Oh, let's pick a letter. Oh, this is the guy. Zach Wilson does not give you the best chance to win. He gives you the best chance to win based off of the quarterbacks that you currently have in the building. It's what's frustrating to me is organizations like this will get our attention because they're dysfunctional. But you have organizations like the Ravens, like the Lions, like the Texans, like Jacksonville, that we're not even talking about. And they're just doing things right. Like the Texans, do not have the roster that the Jets have and have figured it out. Is C.J. Stroud a better quarterback than Zach Wilson? Yes. Where was C.J. Stroud picked in the draft? The exact same place. The exact same place. So don't sit here and tell me that there's no options. Don't tell me that you couldn't make a move after Aaron Rodgers went down. Yes, it's unfortunate. It sucks. It sucks for you. It sucks for us. It sucks for the team. It sucks for the city of New York. It sucks for NFL fans across the globe that Aaron Rodgers went down. We talked about him for 6 months. You think anyone was happy to see that? No. But make moves. And if you're not going to do that, stick with Zach Wilson. But I don't know how you walk into work every day as a Jets player and it's guess who today.
Yeah.
Tim Boyle, James, Tim Boyle. He's cut now. Now you get up to you get up. Zach Wilson gives us the best chance to win.
Man.
Win what? NFL games? Is he good? Is he good at charades? Is he good at Twister? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about, Shady?
What we talking about? What we talking about? It's tough though. I mean,
What's tough?
Robert Saleh's job. Robert Saleh's job.
They pay him for that. He does get checks for that.
But the reason why I say it's tough is because what do we want him to do? He has Zach Wilson out there when Aaron Rodgers got hurt. He said, we are committing to Zach Wilson, which you should do because this was your 2nd overall pick. He goes through a solid stretch. Not him playing good football, but at least you won 3 games in a row. So now his leash has gotten a whole lot longer. If we are watching these Jets football games and seeing the way Zach Wilson was playing football, it was not good. The defense was playing their tails off. The offense looked absolutely terrible. It was not good. The only thing you can do is say, we got to go to another quarterback. The quarterback they went to try to get a spark was Tim Boyle. Not a good option, but it was one of the only options that they had.
Why?
What you mean why? Because he's on the roster.
Why?
I don't know why they signed him. We can't keep saying Aaron Rodgers brought him. Aaron Rodgers just signed the contracts. The owner, the GM, the scouts, all that. They say Tim Boyle's here. I don't think Aaron Rodgers can come here and say, "Hey, I know you guys got a second overall pick, but I want Tim Boyle on the team as well." Hey, come on now. I don't care what GM owner you are. You're gonna be Aaron Move. We seen Tim Boyle. She just said the stats. So, but there's no, and then a lot of people wanted him to go to the streets. The streets to get who? We seen Carson Wentz lose his job in Washington.
Places, yeah.
So, like, there's
co-signing.
There's nobody else to go out there and get. So he's just, as a coach, this is what I got. Let's try to get a spark. Let's try to get these dudes in the game. And all three of these dudes played bad football. So you know what? Let's just go back to our second overall pick and let him finish this thing out. Does it suck? Does it look crazy? Yes, but none of these quarterbacks have played well. Robert Selah has did his job on his side of the ball.
I agree with that.
He did his job.
It does look crazy.
They scored 13 points, the Atlanta Falcons, and you can't barely get a first down.
That's bad.
That's bad.
Why can't you get a first down? You can't get a first down
because his quarterback.
Tim Boyle in. And no disrespect to Tim Boyle. Okay, but it's unserious.
You can disrespect.
But Tim it's just unserious.
Tim Boyle had 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions in college. With all due respect, disrespect. I mean, 1 touchdown, again, college people. 1 touchdown, Shady, 13 interceptions.
So really quick,
in
before
college.
Shady goes. You're Robert Selah. What are you doing with this quarterback position? Explain to me, you as a head coach right now, and you said, okay, Aaron 4 plays in. We got to go with Zach. You committed to Zach. Zach's playing absolutely garbage. The defense is out there busting their tails. I got my man out there in Garrett Wilson, who's an excellent receiver, but we don't know because of the quarterback play. Where do you go? What do you do, Emmanuel?
For me, it is simple. I do not wait until it starts raining to build the ark. So I would have had a Nick Foles, a Carson Wentz, a Colt McCoy, so at least there isn't as much blood on my hands. Because if you trot out a Super Bowl MVP, then Jets fans, they can only be so mad.
Colt McCoy got cut for Josh.
I'm talking about Nick Foles. If you trot him out, at least you can say, you know what? This dude has played well in the National Football League. You trot out Carson Wentz, at least you can say this dude is a former number 2 overall pick. So if you trot out Colt McCoy,
you know who isn't? Tim Boyle.
But they started with Zach, though, not Tim.
Yeah, James got a point. Just where you gonna go? I mean, since Saleh's got there in 2021, you got Zach Wilson, Tim Boyle, you got Joe Flacco, Josh Johnson, Trevor Siemian, Mike White. Like, what do you want to do with them type of guys and quarterbacks? What can you do on defense? He's a defensive coach. They balling on defense, right? You go out there, you get you an MVP caliber quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. Now everybody excited. That's why we talk about him every week, every day, because we thought this team would be good enough on defense. And all the skill position they got, from Brees to Garrett Wilson, they got players. I just don't know, as a fan of the game, what would you want Robert Saleh to do as a coach?
But my question is, he's had a lot of bad luck, right? Like he's had a lot of bad luck because he doesn't have a good winning record as a coach.
MVP, you went out there to go get it.
You did get. You went
4th play. He gets torn.
Horrible luck. Horrible luck. I will give you that. But when it comes to Zach Wilson, which fine, if you're going to go with Zach Wilson this year, please don't turn around and act surprised that Zach Wilson is exactly what he was last year when you benched him for Mike White. And then you went up, you as the head coach, because you're not the defensive coordinator. If Robert Saleh was just the defensive coordinator, give him a head coaching job next year because he's doing an incredible job with the defense. But you're not the defensive coordinator, you're the head coach. And your voice and your word has to matter. I'm not saying Zach Wilson has done anything to deserve having an attitude about this on the field. But, like, what is Zach Wilson supposed to think? 1 minute you bench me for Mike White, then you come back. Then you replace me with Aaron Rodgers, then you come back to me. Then you replace me for Tim Boyle, then you come back to me. Like, there's no plan. And if you were going to go with Zach Wilson, don't act surprised he doesn't do well, which is the point. You knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be unavailable for the rest of the season. Oh, I forgot to mention, we left out the part. We left out the part where Aaron Rodgers was miraculously coming back from an Achilles after 3 weeks. So we left that part out too. And they let that happen.
That is true. That is true.
We forgot that. There was another quarterback that they replaced. It was potentially Aaron Rodgers out there on some crutches doing that.
True.
They should just have tryouts. New York City, all right? Let's just do it in Times Square. The point is, it doesn't have to be this chaotic. It doesn't. It does not have to be this chaotic. And there are players that they could have brought in who, to Emmanuel's point, have at least played well in the NFL. If you're going to go with Tim Boyle, please don't cut him 2 weeks later and talk about Zach Wilson gives us the best chance to win.
I mean, but like Carson Wentz, are we supposed to get happy about that?
No.
And I like Carson. I'm not saying anything bad. But like, we've seen him play.
Here's my thing, though.
He's been bad everywhere he's been since Philadelphia.
But we got to put bad in perspective. Right? Can we please put that in perspective? I don't know off the top of my head. Andy, you'll probably have to help me if I'm wrong.
Okay, before you go to the numbers, right? Because you got to do the number thing. Him as a player, when we watched him in Washington.
Let's go Indianapolis first. Because if I'm not mistaken, in Indy, I think he had 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
That's his best year? Is that his best year?
That was the year right after the Eagles. We said that was bad. Sure, it was bad. I'll submit. 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. It was bad. Say it was bad. That's better than Tim Boyle. The other thing is, at least give me some promise, Shady. We saw the Jags and the Bengals on Monday night, and they both had to play backup quarterbacks. Mm-hmm. Jake Browning, at a minimum, he was good in college. Lisa Salters asked him after the game, Jake, how do you feel about this win? You know, you surprised? He said, I'm a good quarterback. He went 32 of 37. C.J. Beathard, he went in the game after Trevor Lawrence got hurt. He went 9 for 10. I don't think Tim Boyle has sniffed 32 of 37 in college or the pros. We've seen this at other places. Cleveland Browns, you said it in the pre-show meeting. I think Joe Flacco had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions last week. Like Josh Dobbs, he replaced Colt McCoy.
He had an interception.
He had a pick.
He played better than I thought. But
so I'm just saying, like, we've seen it.
If they're there, okay, so maybe you win one more game. Because I don't think that if you bring Carson there, I don't think if you bring Joe Flacco, I don't think if you bring, who else you said?
Colt McCoy.
That's my cousin. On my mama's sister's cousin's side. If he's there, I don't know if they just be winning these games. Like, I don't know if they do.
I don't think they win
I've
either.
seen them play.
I'm not saying that they're going to win either. And maybe it's a difference between one more win or not. Okay. What I'm saying is it is chaos. It is a barnyard musical, what they're doing up there. Like, make a choice. Try. Kirk Cousins went down. What did the Vikings do? They tried. Like, there was no try. And then you can't then make the excuse that, oh, well, we did try. We went with Zach Wilson and he was bad. He was bad last year. No, why are you basing this on? There's no process. Who is responsible? Is it the GM? Because I'm not even blaming Robert Selah entirely. We all know that internally that there is a hierarchy for decisions, and different organizations have different influences. We know the Cowboys, Jerry Jones is going to get in some of these decisions. That's how it goes over there. Yes, Mike is the coach. Yes, they have Stephen Jones as GM. Jerry's going to be involved. Some organizations, it's just Bill Belichick. Every organization is different when it comes to the decision making. All I'm saying is it's not purely Robert Saleh's fault. It was bad luck, and Zach Wilson isn't good. But at some point, set the tone. Say this is what we're doing and do it. Because I don't believe that Tim Boyle gave them a better chance to win than Zach Wilson.
You were watching Zach?
Did you watch Tim Boyle?
Yes, I did. But
did you see Tim Boyle before? No, you didn't, because he's not an NFL quarterback, because he's not in the NFL anymore.
That is why I'm trying to say, what do you want him to do? This was the plan. We fly in this private jet, and we going down here to L.A. to get Aaron Rodgers. Point blank, period. You know what? Aaron Rodgers is going to be healthy for these next 2 years, and he's going to help us develop Zach Wilson, the dude that we took 2nd overall. That's what is going to happen. Whoever's the 3rd quarterback, if y'all saying Aaron Rodgers brought Tim Boyle just here to be Aaron Rodgers' friend then. You know what I mean? Make Aaron Rodgers more comfortable. But this is our plan right now. When Aaron goes off in 2 years, hopefully he has taught Zach enough that Zach can go out here and play at a decent level because we got a good defense. 4 plays in, Aaron Rodgers get hurt. We got to go to our 2nd overall pick. He comes in the game. He don't light it up, but he has a win streak. He wins 3 in a row, and they kind of in the playoff picture. Aaron Rodgers talking about coming back off the Achilles if we can make it to the playoffs. And then he has 4 games to where, Lord have mercy.
He did that last year.
He was on a 3-game win streak, even though you playing terrible. So as a head coach, it looked like, okay, cool, we finding ways to win, even though the quarterback ain't playing well. The last 4 games, it's like we're never going to win a game like this with the way Zach Wilson is playing. The only other choice we have is Trevor Siemian or Tim Boyle. Even though Tim Boyle threw 16 touchdowns and 80 interceptions in college, in practice he has showed us that he is better than Trevor Siemian. So we are going to go with him. You know what? We already know how Zach Wilson's playing. Move him down to the third string just in case something go on with Tim Boyle. We need to see what Trevor Siemian has. That's really the only thing you can do as a coach. Or like you said, go get a Carson Wentz. Go get a Colt McCoy that lost his job to Josh Dobbs. None of these dudes is the answer.
They're not the answer. They're not the answer, but you tried.
He's in a tough spot.
He is in a tough spot. I don't envy him.
No.
He put himself in the
He need to go Miami Dolphins, and he need to get in the Wildcat and put Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook back there. Because, shoot. What else y'all want to do?
In solidarity with my 1 year as a Jets fan,
You know what
I
I'm
just
saying?
I feel frustrated. Like, have a plan, my God.
Man.
When we return, it's the game of the year, Cowboys, Eagles. But who has the early edge? What quarterback are we taking? What head coach are we taking? Which offense are we taking? Shady, James Jones, they're going to break down who got the better quarterback, better coach, better defense, better offense, and who the weapon X, the secret X factor is. That's next on Speak.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.